This radio show might make you cry, will probably make you angry, will most assuredly make you laugh, and is guaranteed to make you think. 3-6 Nation Radio, where no topic is too hot, no take is too cold, with Monica Livingston. 3-6 Nation Radio, in 3, 2, 1.
It is 3-6 Nation Radio Day. How's everybody doing? Oh, yes, I am Monica. I am lonely up here today. As you see, no one is next to me. Ivan is sick, and I am sad about that. Ivan, please get better. You left me here alone to deal with all of our fans. You know how rowdy the four of them can get. So, hurry up and get back and help me out. Yes, I'm Monica Livingston, leader and founder of 3-6 Nation Radio, 36nation.com. We have an exciting show lineup for you today. We have financial advisor Gail Dilla in the building, helping us set our 2018 financial goals. Is Gail over there? Hey, Gail. We also have Jake Wall from Positive Coaching Alliance. There's Jake. Jake is going to discuss the mission of PCA, Positive Coaching Alliance, and how they're developing better athletes, better people, and truly what that means and what we can expect from PCA in the DMV in this coming 2018. And going back to Gail and I have been friends for years, so I know that if she's telling me to do something with money, I'm going to trust that. We actually played women's professional tackle football together with the two-time world champions, DC Divas. Give it up for the Divas. Woo! Yep. So,
Yo,
you
Mommy,
know,
can
this
I borrow
whole...
$1,000?
What'd you say?
Can I borrow $1,000?
No, you're the one supposed to be. If I give you $1,000, you're supposed to bring back 2,000. That's how it's supposed to happen. So, our goal here, like we talked about in our New Year's show, was that we weren't going to jump off the cliff, right, in 2018 on the first and say, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to do this. We're going to use the entire month of January is to kind of get our footprint together for the remainder of 2018 to really be successful, to really tackle some goals. I started working out again, started eating right. I'm not going crazy. I mean, I got distracted because Chubby was in. It wasn't causing me any issues or problems. But now, I'm going to go ahead and drop those 20 pounds and see what happens next. But also, we have an accidental sports theme happening here. We've got Jake from Positive Coaching Alliance. I told you Gail played football with me. And we also are going to have a call-in guest, Michael Chamberlain. He is an NBA agent. And so Michael's going to call in and talk to us about how hard it is to be an agent or how easy it is. And if you've ever wanted to be a sports agent or just in the sports industry in general, you're not going to want to miss this phone call. But more importantly, he's also going to tell us about his upcoming workshop that he has. And in this workshop, he's given all the secrets to kind of break into the industry. And so we're going to get an opportunity there to register and to find out more about the sports industry. And maybe, now he doesn't know this part yet, but maybe we'll get some juicy NBA tips. I'm going to ask him some stuff, put him on the spot. He's not listening right now because he has a meeting, so he won't know that. I'm gonna hit him with that. And then we've got news, and I'm telling you, some of the news is crazy. I'm not gonna spend much time on it because it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. But right now, what we have to do is we got to pay the bills. So we're going to pay some homage to our sponsors. But first, before we do that, you guys get at us on social media links, Facebook 3-6 Nation, Instagram at 3_6_Nation. And you're spelling that out. 3_6_Nation. And Twitter is at 3-6 Nation. This is 3-6 Nation Radio. We'll be right back.
Here at Lucky's, we see things differently and we invite you to do the same. With a visual thrill of 8 high-definition screens measuring 6 feet by 8 feet, complemented by an additional 15 HD TV plasma screens at 50 inches, you won't miss a beat, play, or pitch. That's over 50 million pixels of rich high-definition action, allowing you to immerse yourself in a sports experience like no other. While you're here, if it's your appetite that needs satisfying, feast on a meal that only Lucky's can create. Prepared daily, our fresh and diverse selection of dishes are assured to please the most difficult critic. And if that's not enough, try hitting our 3,000 square foot game room and jump full tilt into the latest and greatest interactive experiences. Track your gameplay every time you return, and you can also earn exclusive Lucky's rewards. All this entertainment is backed by a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience, which is why you'll soon understand that Lucky's is more than just luck. Be sure to visit Lucky's Sports Theater at 7027 Manchester Boulevard in Alexandria, Virginia.
If you can play, you can play.
If you can play, you can play.
If you can play, you can play.
We are all
Champions.
We are all
Red Hawks.
Red Hawk.
For life.
Our staff, coaches, and student athletes welcome students of all races, religions, genders, sexual orientation, and national origin. We advocate and support the LGBTQ community.
We play.
Together.
we win.
Together.
If you can play,
You can play.
At Montclair State University, if you can play, you can play.
If you can play, you can play.
If you can play, you can play.
All right. In news, where's my news music, Jacob? Come on, Jacob.
3-6 Nation News, the DMV's #1 source for the hot topics and current news of the day.
There's no other news happening. All right. I know you guys have not heard this story. This is breaking news. We are the #1 source. Okay. H&M. They tried it. Look at this picture. Coolest monkey in the jungle. What the entire, you know what? I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you've got to be, this is a joke. H&M really did not do this, but yeah, it is absolutely true. And you guys have been all over social media talking about how wrong this is. H&M's, did a half-wit apology. Sorry, we had no idea. In the UK, we call everybody monkeys, right? So, eep, eep, that was their whole thing, right? So they took the image down of this model, but they're still selling it. So if you want a coolest monkey in the jungle shirt, you can still go on H&M, sign up, and you can get one. You can order it. Get at us on social media here. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Here's my thoughts about this, right? A couple different things. One, when you were outraged about it, that's fine. You're outraged. What are you going to do about it? That's my whole theme, like in 2018, is what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stop shopping at H&M? Are you? Really? No, in the weekend, he said he's done with H&M, but he's also a millionaire. Very easy decision for him to make. I really think that we have to get control over these types of things. This is how we, squash out racism. Because sometimes, like I said, and I'm going to do this in my last charge later, but it's not the KKK I'm worried about. It's really not. They've got those little, coats and them pointy hats. I see them coming. They're hiding. I'm not worried about them. It's the subtle racism, right? Where you just put a black kid in a little monkey hoodie and just say, oh, there we go. And you think that that's okay. And sometimes if you don't know it's okay, I'm going to give you a pass. That's fine. So it's not, you didn't know that could be offensive. Well, now you know. So I need you not only to pull the image, but I need you to stop selling the shirt just to really show that you are in fact sorry. So I just wanted to say that you guys, decide what you're going to do about H&M. And, we have the control over retailers. We really do, because we have the buying power. This isn't the first time that a retailer has done something like this. I just found out that the Children's Place kid clothing store had not similar, it wasn't racist, but they had a T-shirt that was sold for little girls, sold in pink. And it had all these little boxes, and it said, talents of the little girl. And all the boxes were checked. Shopping was checked. Being a princess was checked. And the one that was left unchecked was math. So there's another gender stereotype that girls, women aren't good at math. And Gail Dilla's in the building. I'm going to tell you that is simply not true. Cha-ching, she's good at math. She's going to make your money jump, jump. Gail will make it jump, Jump. Anyway, so it's a tough crowd today. Anyway, so I just want to talk about that. Retail dollars, you have the power. Don't. H&M, please. That's dead. That's over with. Say you're sorry by more than just pulling the image. Pull the entire shirt as well. And I saw that P. Diddy, I don't know if we're supposed to call him P. Diddy or Puffy or whatever. I mean, he's rich enough to change his name as many times as he would like. Signed the young man to a modeling contract with Sean John. So, that's somebody doing something. He stepped up to the plate, saw something wrong, and now he tried to fix that and get more attention to the right thing and the right way to do that. So hats off to Sean Diddy, Piddy, whatever we want to call him. Jacob, what do we have next? Oh, Oprah. Man, did Oprah look amazing or what at the Golden Globes? She made me sign up for Weight Watchers freestyle while she was stepping off the stage. I was like, DJ Khaled, Oprah. I was like, they can have my $42 for 3 months, right? Just freestyle. Just eat whatever you want. She looked amazing. Those glasses were to die for. Look at this picture. Absolutely gorgeous. And her speech was literally fire. It was absolute fire. I mean, she had me standing up in my living room. I wasn't anywhere to watch the Globes. I was just standing up, just clapping by myself, just yay, Oprah. Now, do I think Oprah should run for president? At this point, I don't care. I don't really think it matters. I'm not going to get real political here, but why not? And I think I know you guys know what I mean. I hope she doesn't, because I really want someone that has some political experience. Back to that would be nice. Somebody that has some foreign policy experience, someone that's been in government before, that would be nice. But if I have to choose between, someone that doesn't have any, then Oprah's a viable candidate in my book. She has done nothing but help people, and so I stand by that. I think she is a good humanitarian, philanthropist, and so I stand by those things. So Oprah, if now if Oprah wants to call me and get on 36 Nation, she can sit right here. We can talk about this campaign. I'll vote for her all day. Jacob, what do you think about Oprah running? I'm really asking you, Jacob. Jacob the engineer.
If it was her against Trump, as it would be, I would have to vote for her. But I think she's everything that Democrats didn't like about Trump, and everything that conservatives didn't like about Obama.
Interesting. Look at Jacob trying to get a seat up here next to me. I feel you, Jacob. Stay back there now. This is my show. Anyway, thank you, Jacob. Give Jacob a round of applause. It was an excellent answer.
Thanks, everyone.
Nice, Jacob. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, I'm with you, though, Jacob. I the other thing is I don't want to watch Oprah be torn up. I like her on the pedestal that I have her. No major scandals and things like that. So let's just hope that she just will stay out of it. Maybe do some local stuff and continue to do the good work that she does, inspiring people. And, I'm looking forward to more Super Soul Sunday. So Oprah, don't do it. Don't do it, even though you have my support, my heart, and we love you. And how about Seal? Seal can come out of the woodwork. Okay, talking about Oprah. Now, Seal, this is no way for you to sell any records at all. If you've noticed, Seal, no one's listening to that music anymore anyway. All you do is covers. So I don't even understand why you would take on Oprah. You're just mad because Heidi said never mind, Tyra Banks said never mind, and Oprah said never mind. Seal, get a life. Go swim somewhere. Get it, Seal? Swim. Okay, yeah. What can you do? Boop. All right, so when we come back, we're going to have our first guest. It will be Jake Wall from Positive Coaching Alliance. Speaking of Positive Coaching Alliance, Jacob, let's take a look at the commercial for Positive Coaching Alliance so our viewers can get a little head start on what Jake may be talking about. It's 36 Nation Radio. We'll be right back.
Come on, hustle. Get your head in the game. Come on.
Are you setting the right example for your kids?
Are you even trying? The ball's down there. What are you doing? You need to get some confidence.
Come on, hustle up. Get up there.
Reviewing last year, ad revenue has declined 15%.
Come on, get your head on straight.
Before your child's next game, ask yourself, how would you like it if they copied your behavior?
There are many ways which we can improve.
That's for sure. You need to get some confidence.
Positive Coaching Alliance has valuable tips and tools to help our kids perform their best while keeping sports enjoyable for everyone. Their development zone is a great resource for parents like us. Positive Coaching Alliance, creating better athletes, better people. Learn more at positivecoach.org/Fox Sports.
It's about respect. Respect for our teammates, respect for our fans, and respect for our game.
It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. On this team, we're a family.
Racist, sexist, and homophobic language have no place on our team.
We pledge to make our locker room a safe place for everyone.
No matter your race, religion, or whether you are straight or gay, if you can play, you can play.
All right, welcome back to 360 Nation. We are in the building now again, and Jake Wall from Positive Coaching Alliance is here with me. Hi, Jake.
Hey.
How you living?
I'm living well. Thanks for having me.
How about this weather today, man? Finally.
I'll take it.
Thawed out a little bit?
Thawed out. My heater in my house finally works. It doesn't work, apparently, when it's 11 degrees out. It doesn't like it. So
wait a minute. What did you do? Just bundled up?
Yeah, lots of sweaters and blankets.
You didn't get out to go to a hotel and say just abandon ship?
No, we don't. My wife and I don't have it like that. We got to stay in our house when we can.
He said we don't have it like that. Okay. So, Jake, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you are a hometown hero, T.C. Williams graduate. You also played baseball for the San Francisco Giants, finished your career with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's right.
Walk us through your athletic career here, local hero.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the first time anybody's called me that, so thank you. Yeah, so grew up in Alexandria, played every sport I could get my hands on. I even tried swimming, but I knocked my head into the side of the pool doing the backstroke. So that was the end of that.
That was the one time.
Yeah, but baseball was my sport. So I played at T.C. Williams. Remember the Titans, for all those who know that school?
Yeah.
Went to GW to play baseball there and got a degree in psychology while I was there. Was drafted by the Giants in 2002. Worked my way through their system, had a lot of great experiences, played 9 years, mostly in double and triple A, never made it to the big leagues in the regular season, a lot of spring training stuff, got to play with Barry Bonds
That's
and all those guys. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then afterwards, went back and coached at GW in Georgetown for a bit. And that's where I found Positive Coaching Alliance, I was looking for a model to get into coaching about what kind of coach do I want to be?
Right.
I had a million of them, and some were good, some were bad, and I was just kind of looking for a way to do this. And I found Jim Thompson's book. Jim's the founder of PCA and still the CEO, and I just loved it. It resonated with me. I was taking furious notes, using the stuff with the guys every day. And so I found a way to get in touch with Jim, and the next thing I knew, I was working for PCA. So
wow, perfect segue into PCA. So PCA's motto or mission statement, if you will, is better athletes, better people. Let's dive into that a little bit more. What does that mean?
So what it means is we believe at PCA there's no better place than youth sports to teach character to kids.
Okay.
The better athletes part is that's what we're doing out there. We're trying to win games.
Sure.
That brings meaning to what we're doing, right? I, as an athlete, I'm striving to be the best I can be. There's stakes on the line. If I strike out to lose a game, that means something. I'm upset. Therefore, there's growth potential, right? So the better people part comes in because of that. And it's really important that PCA emphasizes that it's up to the adults that are in youth and high school sports to understand how to use these growth moments and teach character through sports. So that's the better people part. And they work together. You can't have one without the other. If we're just throwing the Frisbee in the backyard and I drop it, who cares? But like I said, if you strike out to lose the game, man, I'm crying. I'm upset. And that happened to me. And, it's an adult that just comes up afterwards and wants to break down my swing and tell me everything I did wrong might not be the proper lesson at that point, right?
Yeah, you're right. And because they're not going to be as receptive, right?
Absolutely not.
Speak to some of the research that's out there, if you will, that where we prove that this is the right way to go, that positivity actually works. We're not just blowing smoke. This is a real thing. Talk a little bit about, the successes that Positive Coaching Alliance has actually seen when this is, in place.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing came to mind when you mentioned some of the research just on positivity and negativity, right? And so what negativity does is it takes you into the past. It takes you into the mistake, into what you did wrong. And as an athlete, especially in competition, you need to be in the moment.
Absolutely.
If you want to perform your best, you got to be there.
Right.
And so negativity doesn't get you there. It actually, as an athlete, you're fighting against that to get back to the moment.
Right.
Positivity broadens and raises people up. So you're more likely to get a good response. Now, motivation by fear and negativity, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it doesn't work. We all know it works.
Absolutely.
I was punished all the time by running and sit the bench and
screaming and yelling.
It gets your attention.
Sure.
Motivation by fear totally works. And that's why some coaches are great and they do that. And so be it. They have a handful of athletes that can respond to that and that will play for them. But there's so many more that could be great athletes that don't get the opportunity.
Right, and I think that's the important message, right? Is because you know, I used to say before finding PCA that one of the things that I thought was a strength of mine in coaching was knowing which athletes to yell at, which ones to coddle, which ones to hug, you know, and to motivate them differently. And you can have success as a coach if you can realize that you can't coach all of your athletes the exact same way. But one of the things that I love about Positive Coaching Alliance is that there is absolutely nothing bad that's going to happen from being positive to all of them, right?
No, and just to get out in the open, like we're not happy talk, everybody gets a trophy organization. That's not what this is about. I wouldn't be involved with it. I'm a competitive person.
You know I wouldn't either.
Right. We're out there to win the game.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to beat you. I mean, that's why I get out there. But as a coach, you can have that mentality. You can be intense. You can strive to win. Just not at all costs.
Okay.
So we're not belittling people. We're not putting people in harm's way in order to get the win.
Right. Now, how does it work? Do schools call Positive Coaching Alliance, or do we just go? I mean, talk a little bit about how you become a partner, or a school becomes a partner with Positive Coaching Alliance if they want to implement this into their athletic program.
Yeah. Oh, it's really important because there are so many people out there that have these ideas and talk the way that we do because we all know it's the right way.
Right.
The positivity, great. Oh, this is wonderful. But how do you do it, right?
Yeah.
And that's really the strength.
Implementation, right.
That's the strength of PCA. And if I didn't mention it, we're a national nonprofit, so this is all done for social good. You know, this is not a for-profit endeavor. So we're really out there focusing on kids getting a better impact. And the way you do it is one organization at a time.
Okay.
It's one school at a time, one little league at a time, one soccer club at a time. And looking at each individual culture of that school, of that soccer club, of that little league, and working with all the constituents in it. Okay. So we don't just do coach certification and say, here you go, check this off the list. It's really digging in. Yes, making sure the coaches are understand the proper way to work with young people, but also engage with the parents and let them know how to be a positive sports parent. Engage with the leadership of these organizations. Make sure they know how to create a positive culture for kids to participate in. And then work with the kids themselves to let them understand how to be a great competitor, what we call a triple impact competitor. So making yourself better, making the game better, and making your teammates better.
Sounds like there's a 4-prong, if you will, approach to making sure that all aspects of the youth's athletic experience is covered. And I would imagine that parents are extremely challenging, right, at times, you know, because they want the best for their kids, but sometimes it can interfere a little bit, you know. So
a lot bit, yeah. You know, I never, when I see bad behavior on sports fields from coaches or parents, it's always generally coming from a good place.
Sure.
Everybody wants these kids to do well.
Right.
They think they're doing the right thing, and you know, PCA is able to maybe frame it a little better for them,
right,
and saying not only this is how you can create a better athlete, develop more talent out of your child if you're into the scholarship thing and you really want that for your kid. We've got great information about that.
Yeah.
We can tell you how to do that, and all of it is encouraging them to love the sport.
Now, you talked about going into the school, right, and partnering in one school at a time. What happens, though? Walk me through. So the school says, hey, I like what you're selling. I like this. I love this. My kids need this.
Yep.
Walk us through the steps of that involvement and what it looks like, you know, when someone shows up to kind of, you know, take them through this process to change that culture and begin to root the positivity there.
Yeah, so it really starts with the administration of a school, particularly the athletic director, often the principal.
Okay.
But the people in charge of the program, and especially in public school situations, they are quite overwhelmed often. You know, they're just trying to get games scheduled, let alone create a positive culture for their, you know, that's a hard thing to do.
I remember
and
those days,
That's why PCA exists.
Right.
You know, we have the knowledge and the ability to do that. So you can reach out to PCA through our website, positivecoach.org. You can find your local representative in town. Adam Hoyt is our local representative here, and start the conversation about how PCA can help you.
Okay.
And oftentimes it begins with the administration. And we do a great workshop. It's called Leading Your Organization. It's for the administrators, having them understand what it means to create an environment where kids get the best experience.
That's smart. Start at the top. And
Sure.
Trickle down.
And a lot of that is having them understand that each one of these constituents, your coaches, your parent, they all play a role and they're all different.
Sure.
And bringing them in with similar language and similar goals will then really go a long way to creating that great experience. But oftentimes everybody's in conflict. Coaches about one thing, parents are trying to do it another way, coaches are trying to parent, parents are trying to coach, and it's a mess.
Chaos.
Yeah, so we come in and first of all, let the administrators know, hey, we can help set these boundaries for people.
Right.
And we'll do that through a live workshop, a 2-hour interactive workshop. We'll get all your coaches there. We'll get a dynamic speaker, somebody like a Monica Livingston up there.
You heard it. You heard it.
to not only tell the coaches what it means to be a positive coach, what we call a double goal coach, so winning on the field, but more importantly, teaching life lessons through the game. But what does that look like here, right? Like that's a concept. How do I do that in practice tomorrow?
Right.
That's what we're talking about during the game. And then also bring the parents in, and we'll do a short session with them, let them understand how they can contribute to this, what they can expect from their coaches. Now the coaches have had this training, and then how they can help contribute to this positive culture, and enabling the people that think it's a good idea already and maybe doing it already to look at their friend who may be a bad actor and say, hey, that's not the way we do things here. Remember that workshop at PCA? Like, just don't yell at the ref,
it
right?
empowers them to do the right thing. Yeah.
And that's when you really start to bring cultural change for your organization.
Now, speaking of this cultural change, I mean, where are we? How many cities are we spreading this power of positive in this culture?
Yeah, so this is my particular job is to put chapters into new cities around the country. So we have 17 right now, all around the country, East Coast to West Coast, and we're shooting for 26 by 2020.
Okay.
So, and as you know very well, we're soon to have a Washington, D.C. Mid-Atlantic region chapter this spring.
Whoop, whoop.
Very excited about that.
And now, what's that going to look like? How can people help out with the new chapter? I mean, they have to wait, I guess, until it's fully formed. But in terms of donations or volunteers, or what kind of structure are we going to need here in D.C. once this chapter, is up and running?
Yeah, it's a great question. So awareness building for us is huge. If you're involved in youth sports, you should know what Positive Coaching Alliance is. If you're a parent, if you're a coach, and that's just not necessarily the case here. There are some people know about it, and so the radio shows like this are fantastic for us.
Thanks.
So if you're just, let's say you're a soccer mom or a coach for a soccer team, go online, check out the website. Maybe suggest to your board of directors of your Little League that they should use Positive Coaching Alliance.
Okay.
We have trainings available online that you can take. Plenty of free resources at what we call our development zone. It's called PCADevZone.org.
Okay.
We call it the WebMD of youth sports.
Love it.
If you have a problem, if you're a kid and you want to look how to get more playing time, type that in there. Unlike WebMD, it won't tell you have cancer. It'll answer your question directly about how to deal with this.
This will actually decrease your anxiety. WebMD will have you like just driving to the hospital.
That's right.
You check out that, you have everything by the time you push search, So I try to stay off of WebMD. I thought I just had a headache, and I found out it was a tumor and just seizure and all that. This is completely different from that. This is actually helpful information you can use right away. And that's the thing that I like about Positive Coaching Alliance also, is that they're real life tools, right? You can get that, and they can be implemented at practice for coaches the very next day. Conversation starters that parents can have with their kids, and things that the athletes can do immediately, the next day of practice. So, I'm on board and checking it off, and we're going to get this thing going here in DC. Now, I cannot let you out of here without a table topic.
Right.
Yep. And then we're going to tell people how to get in touch with you for more information. Pick randomly, read the card. It was a PG show today, so.
What email do you most regret sending?
Ooh, you want to pick another one?
Sure.
Let's keep that for another day.
No.
That's offline. Not that one. That's offline.
How much would you pay to be able to slam dunk?
Ooh.
Now, I'm a tall guy, so I'm 6'2", pretty long.
Right.
And at one point in my life, I could.
Okay.
So probably not as much. I will go. I feel like you need to bring Gail into this. Can I invest some money? Maybe could I invest $100? I'll pay $5, but if I can invest $100,
Right.
You tell me how long.
One of those little Tykes basketball things where we can lower it.
That's right.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Gail's finding the silver lining there, right? It didn't say regulation net.
Move.
You just get one of the little Tyke ones and dunk. Okay.
Yeah, but since my playing days, I definitely am a bit less athletic, so I'd like to do that again.
All right.
I think it'd be worth some money.
I hear you. The best I ever did was I was able to, my claim to fame 102 years ago was I could touch the middle of the nets, right? Which is pretty good for somebody, my height. Almost broke my finger when they got caught in there. Thought I was going to be hanging from the net, but I was able to get out of that. But that was my claim to fame. So to dunk would be amazing. I'm not sure what I would pay for it. Maybe... It depends. If there were a lot of people around, like I need the scenario, right, Jake? I need it to be like game's tied. I've got the ball. It's a championship. I break loose, cross somebody up, jump up and buy out. Then I'm paying probably about 10, 15 grand for that experience, because then some sponsor dollars would come after that, and then after that I'd give Gail some of that money. Right. So see, it's a whole thing happening. But right now with the money in my pocket, I'm just not going to be dunking at all. It's how it's going to look this week. But anyway, thanks for being a good sport. Tell people how they can get in touch with you. Or Positive Coaching Alliance. You said the website. Is there anything coming up that we should know about? Events, scholarships, anything that we want to let the people know about that's happening with Positive Coaching Alliance?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned scholarships. So every year PCA gives away money to rising seniors.
Okay.
These are student athletes that espouse our triple impact competitor model. And you don't have to be going on to play sports in college.
Okay.
So check out the website. There'll be plenty, again, positivecoach.org, plenty of information about our triple impact competitor scholarship. And in general, to get in touch, the website's the best. It's got all the staff on there. You can find my email and contact info.
Sweet.
That's a good way to go about it.
All right, Jake, thanks for coming in. Thanks for helping us spread. We're all about positivity here at 3-6 Nation, and we're just going to keep this train moving in 2018. And, this is really important to do for young people, to make sure that they have a good, positive youth sports experience. We know the statistics. When young people aren't involved in sports or any kind of extracurricular activity, what happens, and it is unfortunate. We're not getting into all that, but it's unfortunate. So if we can keep them engaged in sports and other extracurricular activities, we know that they will have long-term success, and Positive Coaching Alliance is leading the way in the charge in that, and I'm proud to be a member of the PCA family. So, Jake, thanks for stopping by. This is 3-6 Nation Radio. We'll be right back with Gail Diller. She's going to tell you what to do with your moolah, your money, cha-ching. We'll be right back.
Here at Lucky's, we see things differently, and we invite you to do the same. With a visual thrill of 8 high-definition screens measuring 6 feet by 8 feet, complemented by an additional 15 HD TV plasma screens at 50 inches, you won't miss a beat, play, or pitch. That's over 50 million pixels of rich high-definition action, allowing you to immerse yourself in a sports experience like no other. While you're here, if it's your appetite that needs satisfying, feast on a meal that only Lucky's can create. Prepared daily, our fresh and diverse selection of dishes are assured to please the most difficult critic. And if that's not enough, try hitting our 3,000 square foot game room and jump full tilt into the latest and greatest interactive experiences. Track your gameplay every time you return, and you can also earn exclusive Lucky's rewards. All this entertainment is backed by a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience, which is why you'll soon understand that Lucky's is more than just luck. Be sure to visit Lucky's Sports Theater at 7027 Manchester Boulevard in Alexandria, Virginia.
If you can play, you can play.
If you can play,
You can play.
If you can play, you can play.
We are all
champions.
We are all
Red Hawks.
Red Hawk
For life.
Our staff, coaches, and student athletes welcome students of all races, religions, genders, sexual orientation, and national origin. We advocate and support the LGBTQ community.
We play.
Together.
We win together.
If you can play,
You can play.
At Montclair State University, if you can play, you can play.
if you can play, you can play.
If you can play, you can play.
All right, we are back. 36 Nation Radio. I am joined here with Gail Dilla, financial wizard Gail Dilla. Hey, Gail, how you living?
What's happening? I'm doing good.
All right, I've
It's a good
got
start to 2018.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Me too. It's been a great 11 days. I haven't, went back on anything I said I was going to do yet. If I can get past the 22nd, I think I'm going to have some real change. We will see. We do have one of our listeners is correcting me here that the DC Divas are not two-time champs. I said that in my opening, and the team is going to just sacrifice me. We are three-time champs. Thank you. I know. Thank you, Claudia Hogan, number 42. Anytime I mess up anything, Claude's there to
right there.
Let me know about it. I appreciate you. I love you so very much. Claudia was a Hall of Fame fullback and a wonderful one, and kept me safe as a tailback. So I do appreciate you, Claudia, and I stand corrected. 3-time world champion DC Divas. And Gail, you played with me on the DC Divas.
I sure did.
102 years ago, like I said earlier.
Well, it's only like 2 for me.
Oh, okay. You do me like that, okay. And you played O-line.
I did.
And you would not be able to play O-line now.
I finished it up with tight end, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great career. I enjoyed it.
You look wonderful.
Thanks.
So
Feeling
let's
good.
talk a little bit about finances, right? So we had some goals here on 36 Nation. We were talking about on our New Year party that we had here in studio. We were going to set some goals collectively as a nation, as a group for the listeners, to not take on everything at once. So, financial goals, spiritual goals, fitness goals, all that kind of good stuff. Just be nicer, kinder people and set them and try to tackle them, and not in the first, January 1st, but over the course of 2018. And then, to reflect on that and see how you did at the conclusion of the year. And so we're using this 30 days in January to kind of get our feet wet and the footprint of what the remainder of 2018 is going to look like. And one of the things came up was about finances. And so I know you have over, 30 years of experience doing this. Yep. Talk a little bit about your experience in the financial world, how you got in it, and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, I started in 1987.
Whoa. Okay.
I know. And it happened to be the same year that the market took a big crash in October. So it was a rough time to go, but it gave me, you really went in full head first and learned a lot. But things have changed, obviously. The economy's changed. The world has changed. How we do business. Money has changed. Mm-hmm. How to invest has changed. I, as an advisor, have changed.
Okay.
So it's really made me more aware because there's so many aspects to it. The job's great because there's so many different places to learn about investing and to teach. So I've been working a lot more with people that are younger because they are really probably the ones that are most worried about finances.
Right.
I mean, they're worried about, is Social Security even going to be there?
Yeah.
They also went through the last 10 years of seeing their parents that were very successful, some of them becoming unemployed, some of them losing their homes. So,
having to return to work.
Exactly. They saw a lot of things. They were taking on more debt because they were having to pay for their own school loans. So I would say that millennial area is just very concerned about it. So I've been doing a lot more workshops with them because they just don't know and their parents weren't teaching them.
Right.
And I go into a lot of these workshops, and I'll tell you a very quick story. I have a 19-year-old son. And when he was 5, I said, you know what, I'm going to teach him about money because my parents didn't tell me.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'm going to give him an allowance. For 5 years old, I'm going to give you $5 if you do your chores. I gave him a list of chores.
Dang, he was a baller.
Oh, yeah, but I told him, I said, okay, I gave him the $5. I says, well, you got to give me $1 back. And he goes, okay. He didn't know any better. I go, yeah, that's for your taxes and for your college education. So you need to put the money back into the coffer.
Okay.
And so we did that. He understood that. And then all of a sudden he was like 14 and he was in my office, and one of the other guys and my colleagues said, hey, Trevor, do you want to do this for me? And Trevor's like, sure. And so then he gave Trevor $20 for doing it. And Trevor goes, well, do you have change for this $20 bill? And he goes, no, I don't have change.
Right.
He goes, why do you need change for? He goes, well, I got to pay for my taxes and my college. And the guy's like,
what?
You don't make enough money to pay taxes. Well, all of a sudden I had this 14-year-old in my face going, I don't make enough money to pay taxes. I've been paying taxes for 10 years now.
So he said the same thing I'm saying. Okay, I don't make enough money to pay these taxes. I feel you, Trevor.
Well, I have a solution, because if you work for a company that has a 401k plan or some sort of retirement savings, guess what? You get to put your money in there before you pay taxes.
Right.
So it's the smartest place to save. And a lot of people don't take advantage of saving in their company's retirement plan.
That segued right into my question. I was going to ask you, what is the best way to save?
That's the smartest place.
That's the smartest way. Okay.
Probably because most companies are very generous, where they'll say, if you put $1 in, I'll put $1 in.
Right.
Some of them say, if you put 2, I'll put 2.
Okay.
Some say, if you put 5, I'll put 5.
Right.
So just depending on what they're doing. And a lot of companies, to attract good workers, especially the young ones, because they want to get them in there when their salaries are lower.
Right.
They will make it very attractive. So don't walk over any free money. I try to tell everybody that. And a lot of times, and a lot of people don't realize a percentage of your pay before taxes is not how it feels in your pocket.
Right.
So just try it, go slow. When you get raises, up it a little bit.
And that makes sense, because you can't, it's really like, it feels more gone, right, than the savings account.
Right.
Because my savings account, I just be on the app, just transferring back and forth. Okay? Like, well, let me put that over here because I'm going to need that. And then let me put it back over there. And it doesn't really feel like saving. It just feels like 2 accounts and access through the app. But if you do it that way and put it in the 401k, it's kind of out of sight,
and it goes
out of
fast,
mind.
because if you think about your employer doing what you're doing, you double your money.
Sure.
So that's without any risk.
Right.
So, but investing right now is obviously for anyone who's young should do it. The earlier you do it, I always say it gives you more opportunity later in life to make great choices, whether that be I want to retire earlier, or I want to have a lot more money to spend when I'm in retirement, or I just want to maybe do other things with it.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. People are fearful of investing, right? It's like your money, I'm going to give you some money. It's gone. You have it. I don't have any control over my money. Or I think there's a misnomer also that people think you need a whole lot of money in order to invest. So speak to those, the fear factor first, and more importantly, how much money do you actually need to, start investing?
Well, I always tell people it depends on each person, because everyone's situation is differently, and we always think about percentages. We always want to make sure you have a safety net in case, God forbid, something should happen. You can't work.
Right.
If you can't work, obviously you can't pay your bills.
Sure.
So you need to have some sort of nest egg.
Right.
And the golden rule is about 6 months of whatever your bills are.
Okay.
Once you have that, then start saving in other places. But it doesn't really take that much. And to be honest with you, it gets better and easier as you go, because it gets exciting. And there's never been a more exciting time to actually invest. The dollar is really strong.
All right.
The economy is very strong. Unemployment is low. I mean, things look really good on a domestic and global level. So it's a great time. You have to really trust your gut, trust also your advisor. Make sure you're learning, because it is. I'm sure I would never walk into a doctor's office and say, I need to know how to, fix a broken leg.
Right.
You have to kind of have
just
some
trust, right? We just go in there and we just, lay down.
But we're smart.
And that's a weird, you think about that, the trust that we have in a doctor. The first thing you go in there, they send you in a room, they tell you take off all your clothes, and you say, okay. I mean, that's a real big trust level, right?
Yes,
so,
it's true.
You need to have at least that same trust level with your money, right?
Yep.
So, having a good relationship with your financial advisor, I would think is, imperative.
Right.
And that's a nice segue into that. How can people get in touch with you if they want to start investing or get more information or just learn about investing?
I appreciate that. So I work for a firm. It's a small firm in Maryland, but and I always start every conversation with every potential client, or even clients that don't become clients, potentially just someone who's interested in learning. We do a lot of workshops and education type group meetings that talk about how to invest, what a mutual fund is, what a stock is, what a bond is, what an ETF is, things like that. Really make it so that everybody can understand it, and just kind of make it clear. But I can be reached at gdilla@nbcsecurities.com.
All right, cool.
So,
cool beans.
Or you can ask Monty.
Yeah,
I'm on speed dial.
I give everybody's phone number out. I give you her cell, her address, all that. Okay, so you can just leave remarks also for us on all of our social media outlets. So you know that goals are important for 36 Nation around here for 2018. Anything you want to share personally that you're gonna try to achieve this 2018?
Well, I went back. I used to do a lot of martial arts, so I've now gone back to doing more. Now that my son's off to college, I felt like this is a great time to get back to the things I really enjoyed, since my 18-year-old project is over,
right?
Sorta. Though I think that project's going to come back to haunt me somewhere.
It'll be fine.
But anyway, so I started boxing again and doing martial arts. So
okay,
I'm
Mama
really
said
enjoying
knock
it.
you out.
Yeah.
Okay, pick a card. Can't let you out of here without picking a card. And then next voice that you're going to hear after commercial break will be Michael Chamberlain, NBA agent. Let's see what Gail's working with right now. Go ahead, Gail. What is it?
Oh,
don't read it the right way. Just sit with it first.
This is a PG show.
Yeah, let's
move on.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Okay.
Well, I have no problem answering this, but is it okay for me to go there?
Go right ahead.
Okay. The question is, are we more likely to receive proof of alien life or of God? And I said, we've already received proof of God.
All right. Amen to that. That's all we need. Amen. Gail, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you. You are a friend. I love you. This is 36 Nation Radio. We'll be right back with Michael Chamberlain right after these messages.
I love how USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like the Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance and I was not happy with the customer service. We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now.
The process through USAA is so effortless that you feel like you're a part of the family.
I love that I can pass a membership to my children and that they can be protected. We're the Williams family and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
Come on, hustle, 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 hustle. Get your head in the game. Come on.
Are you setting the right example for your kids?
Are you even trying? The ball's down there. What are you doing? You need to get some confidence.
Come on, hustle up, get up there.
Reviewing last year, ad revenue has declined 15%.
Come on, get your head on straight.
Before your child's next game, ask yourself, how would you like it if they copied your behavior?
There are many ways which we can improve.
That's for sure. You need to get some confidence.
Positive Coaching Alliance has valuable tips and tools to help our kids perform their best while keeping sports enjoyable for everyone. Their development zone is a great resource for parents like us. Positive Coaching Alliance, creating better athletes, better people. Learn more at positivecoach.org/Fox Sports.
Welcome back to 36 Nation Radio. I am joined now on the line by Michael Chamberlain. Michael, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
How are you, superstar?
I can't complain. I'm doing well.
Oh, I know you are. Listen, so for those of you watching and listening, Michael is a NBA agent. He also has playing experience professionally in Europe, Sweden, Germany, Peru, I think also, and has always been involved in sports. Originally from Boston, and so Mike, we just have a few questions as we come up on the hour here. People always want to know how difficult it is to get in the sports industry, and I know that you've had some success there. So speak a little bit about, some of the challenges and successes that you've had, in your NBA agent journey.
I think one of the most stressful parts of it is it takes a lot of persistence, and some people, they might give up after a while, but I've seen certain people go after a position for years, so it takes a lot of time. It's definitely a tough journey for some, so it definitely takes a lot of persistence. I think, just going at it one way is to continue playing. If you're young and you play sports, that's the perfect way to start, because that way you're already involved.
Okay. Now, listen, there's some people think you have to go to law school in order to be an agent. Is that true, or is it better to?
No, it's not. I actually didn't go to law school myself. I already had a pretty good network of guys that were playing in the NBA, coaching, different jobs. So that was a great start for me. Law school, it definitely helps you. Working with contracts is the primary objective of being a sports agent, but it's not a total necessity.
Okay, that's good to know, because I know for a lot, especially in the NFL, I've heard that before, that go to law school, and then you can become an agent. You're actually going to be doing a workshop, and we're going to take a look at that promo for that workshop at the conclusion of this interview here. But talk to me a little bit about what that workshop is going to entail. I know it's going to help people actually break into the sports industry, either becoming an agent or just into the industry just in general. But talk a little bit, without giving away the secret sauce, what the workshop is going to entail.
So what the workshop is really going to do is teach individuals the certain path towards getting into the sports industry, whether that be coaching, if you want to even play professionally, I can help certain athletes with that. Being a sports agent, being in management, front office, there are numerous different roles within the sports industry. So what I'm gonna teach is, what kind of path you should be taking, how you can go about different positions that can lead up to your final goal, and just really shed light on the things that I've been able to do, and I've seen a lot of people succeed, coming from various backgrounds, whether they be players. I've seen others come from, law degrees into a completely different aspect. Maybe they have a law degree, but they didn't become an agent, but they're still working in sports. So I'm going to shed a lot of light on how to break into the sports industry. That sounds awesome. And again, we're going to share that information on how you can register for Michael's workshop so that you can get those in-depth insider secrets there. Let me ask you just a couple more questions, and then we're going to let you get off the phone here. You played overseas for a number of years, various countries. Talk a little bit. I've always just been interested in this, about the language barrier, loneliness. Were you homesick? How did you survive, man? The language barrier didn't affect me because English is such an international language. A lot of these countries teach their kids English in school at a young age, so that really helped. The biggest problem was most of the coaches didn't speak English, so the one person you're supposed to be listening to, you can't communicate with. So that was kind of difficult at times, but otherwise, being overseas, it can get lonely if you don't have a good support system, if you don't have a lot of things to do, maybe in the city that you're in, it can get lonely, but I wasn't too lonely when I was there. I could, always get around town. I've been lucky enough to be in some pretty good cities, in Berlin and Germany, one of the best cities I've ever been to. So it was very, very easy for me to adapt. You have so many different ways to communicate with your family wherever they are. So, it can work out.
All right, cool. Last thing, any NBA juicer insider tips? Anything you can tell us that we don't know? Something you saw? Come on, man. Spill something. In preparation for Thursday Night Tea. That's the next show coming up, so spill the tea.
That's definitely not for me to spill. It's probably off the air. I can help you out with some inside tips, but otherwise, you've got some great reporters out there that'll be filling those roles.
All right. I listen, we're going to let you go. We're going to have you in studio. Jacob, do we have the promo? We have the promo, so we're going to run your promo now. Michael, thank you so much for calling in. Anybody that wants to learn more about how to become an agent or the sports industry, some insider tips, make sure you check out this workshop. You can, Michael, how can people get in touch with you directly?
They can either email me directly at my email, which is chamblin@icloud.com. That's CHAMBLAIN@icloud.com. If you have any questions about the workshop, they can shoot me an email, and I'll definitely answer your questions.
Sweet. All right, this is 36 Nation Radio. Jacob, let's take a look at Michael Chamblin's workshop.
Trying to land your foot in the door to the sports industry? You've been doing your due diligence, researching every day, which has led to plenty of options, but very little opportunity for hands-on experience. Learn, from an expert. Register today for a course with certified NBA agent Michael Chamberlain and find out how to gain entry into the sports industry.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to post a video on 36 Nation and my personal Facebook page that I made in the car, kind of just recapping some of the stuff that we talked about earlier. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be my last charge, but me driving in the car. We're going to call it Charge from the Car. Don't go anywhere, because next up on ListenVisionLive.com is Thursday Night Tea with... That's my man. That's my boo. That's my play boo right there. He coming to the stage. All right, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Hey, 36 Nation Radio, get at me. Love you guys. Peace and hair grease.